Now today we will start three-phase induction motor. Three-phase induction motor is a very popular motor which is used in industrial and as well as commercial establishment. The advantage of three-phase induction motor is that firstly it is a perfect balanced three-phase load. So it will make the system balance condition, that is our distribution, transmission, generation is three-phase. So it is make the balance load is on the utility also. Second advantage is that it has a high working power factor. That is, the power factor of induction motor is appreciably good as compared to the single phase induction motor. And next advantage is that the physical size of a three-phase induction motor is smaller as compared to single phase induction motor. So this is the things are there. One more thing is that the construction is very rigid, so it can stand jerks over the motor, mechanical jerk out the motor. Now the enclosures are different type of enclosures we can use. The different type of enclosure make it possible to use in different application and or we can say that wide range of applications, either in the cement industries, it may be some submersible pump, it may be some outdoor type, indoor type. So based on the enclosure, type of enclosure, IP30, IP65, or it is a flame proof, it is a weather proof. So it will find the application, wide application in the all type of industry, right from the petroleum industry, process industry, chemical industries are there. Most of the motors in the industries are the three-phase induction motor. For example, if there are 100 motors are there, nearly 95 motors are the three-phase induction motor. It has a moderate starting torque and the speed in the range of say 1000 RPM, because in the India we are having only 50 hertz is there, 50 hertz frequency is there. So the speed, standard speed, synchronous speed of the induction motor is 1600 RPM, 1500 RPM, 18, or it may be a 3000 RPMs are there. So in between the say 1500 to 1200 RPM, or say in between 1500 and 1000 RPM, different gears we can use, belt drive we can use. And nowadays, because of the variable frequency drives or VFDs are there available, we can obtain the smooth variation in frequency, and it also provides a high starting torque or moderate starting torque. So in addition to the this thyristor family electronic circuit, in conjunction with the three-phase induction motor, the application of three-phase induction motor become more wider. In many of the cases where the high starting torque as well as speed control is much more important, still we are using a DC shunt motor for that purpose, for obtaining the appreciable good starting torque as well as the speed control, easy in speed control. But with the help of variable frequency drive for the three-phase induction motor or AC drives are there, it will find a large number of application where speed control is needed. So earlier we are using only single phase AC motors and DC motors, DC series motors in the railway traction. Nowadays, with the help of variable frequency drives, with the help of some electronic control for the to obtain the high starting torque and speed control over the three-phase induction motor. Three-phase induction motor widely used in the electric tractions also. So the construction of the three-phase, first of all, we will see the construction of three-phase induction motor. Second is the stator construction. The rotor, it has two major parts for every machine. One is the stator, which is stationary, and second is the rotating part. It is called as a rotor. The construction, the type of motor is depend upon the rotor construction. So there are two type of rotor construction. One, it is called as a squirrel cage rotor construction, and such type of motor is called as a squirrel cage induction motor. Whereas the second construction type of construction rotor is the wound rotor. It is similar to the DC motor wound rotor, DC motor armature winding. Only in case of DC motor or DC generator armature winding, it is only, say, it is a single one. Whereas for the three-phase induction motor, the rotor carries the three-phase winding, which is connected in a star connection. And such type of wound rotor induction motor also called as a slip ring induction motor, because here we have to use some slip ring to carry out to take out the connection from the rotor circuit. Now next is the working principle of three-phase induction motor. So we will start from the construction of the three-phase induction motor. So this is the construction. This is the picture of three-phase induction motor. It has a different part. One is the enclosure, total enclosure stator. So this is the stator. This stator is a stationary part. It is mounted over some nut and bolt arrangement system. It may be grounded, or it may be somewhere welded over the nut with the help of nut and bolts over the structure as per the application. Second, the hook is provided to lift, because if we are considering the 40 HP, 50 HP higher capacity motor, so it is used for lifting or mounting the motor from one place to other. So the lift hooks are provided over the stationary part of the stator one, isn't it? Now the stator is a simple one, but here some vanes are provided, and these vanes are provided for cooling purposes. So the cooling is directly proportional to the surface area. So with the help of these wings over the surface of stator structure, it will increase the net surface area, and it is used to dissipate the heat, whatever the heat is generated when it is under the running condition. So some vanes are provided, and these vanes we see for the higher capacity motors, as well as for the cooling purposes, cooling fans also provided over the shaft of the motor. So this is the shaft of the motor, and it is a shaft key to avoid the slipping of pulleys and whatever we are using. Some different type of gears are there. Now it is the terminal box. Terminal box consists of 6 terminals. 6 terminals is that starting terminal of phase 1, R phase, end terminal of the R phase, R2, isn't it? So suppose there are three phase windings are there. So 6 terminals are there. Say this is the 1 phase, this is 2nd phase, and this is 3rd phase. So the winding 3-phase stator carries the 3-phase balance winding, and this phase windings say R1, R2, Y1, Y2, and YB1, B2. So either it may be connected in star or it may be connected in delta. When it is connected in star, say the endpoints are connected to the ground or to the neutral one, and whereas it is connected to the supply terminal of 3-phase windings. So it is a star connected one, whereas we can make it a delta connected motor, where the voltage across each phase is equal to the rated voltage, or which is equal to the phase line to line voltage. So this is R1, Y1, B1, which is connected to, and it is R2, Y2, and B2. So this is the delta one. It is connected in delta. So in this way, it may be connected in delta, it may be connected in. So generally the motors are connected in delta. In the delta connection, stator consists of 3-phase winding, and it is maybe connected delta and star. So each phase is across the phase to phase voltage. Suppose this is 415 volts, so 415 volt is going to apply over the one of the phase. And when it is connected in the star, so the voltage across each phase is the per phase voltage. So this is the phase to phase voltage, say 415 volt. So the voltage across one of the phase is equal to 415 divided by root 3. So this is the stator, and stator carries the three phase balanced three phase winding. The stator is covered by the two end rings. This is one end ring, and from the second side, this is the second end ring. In the second end ring, some holes are provided as per the IP internal protection, or it is depend upon the type of enclosure we are using. If it is a totally enclosed, so there is no some openings are there. It may be some flame proof, it may be some weather proof, where we are going to use such type of motor. So it depends upon the type of enclosure are going to use as per the applications. So this is the stator one. Now it consists of rotor, and rotor also carries some winding. So there are two type of rotor construction. One is the squirrel cage rotor, and second is the wound rotor. Here in the diagram, it is a squirrel cage rotor is there. So we will find it is a smooth cylindrical in shape. And so the air gap between stator winding and rotor winding is very small. So this is the rotor construction. This is the rotor one. And it is totally enclosed with the help of bearings on the two sides. And the air gap between the stator winding and rotor winding is very small as compared to the DC motor. This is the some overall construction of the three-phase induction motor. Now, this is the say assembling of the three-phase induction motor. It is the end rings are there. One end ring is in this side, and second end ring is this side. Means end covers are there simply. And this is the rotors. Rotor consists of number of bars over the periphery of its construction, and some fans are provided, blades are provided. It is used for the cooling of the motors. So whatever the speed of the motor, the fans are provided on the same shaft. So it is blow the air over the rotor windings, and it will take out the heat or hot air in the stator. This is the stator. It is the stationary part. This is the motor frame. This motor frame is shown smooth cylindrical, but in practice we are using some vents are provided for the cooling purposes, which we have seen in the last diagram. So wiring connection box are there. This is the this one the three-phase induction motor one. Now stator construction. Stator, again, it is a laminated core is there, iron materials using, and in which it is a balanced three-phase windings is carried out, distributed three-phase winding is carried out. So this is the laminated core, and in each laminated core there is some slots are there, and over these slots the is balanced three-phase winding is carried out. So this is one diagram, and this is second diagram is same one. See here, it is the junction box or terminal box is there. It consists of again 6 terminals, 1, 2, 3. It is either permanently star connected or permanently delta connected. But for the higher HP motors, say 110 HP or more than 10 HP, all 6 terminals are open because we are using star delta starter, isn't it? We'll see one by one. This is the say it is called as a glands are provided for the connection of cable, and nameplate is provided. The nameplate consists of rating of machine, output rating of machine, class of insulation, maximum current, that is the full load current, voltage and power factor, as well as say type of duty or the type of enclosures. It is a totally enclosed, fan cool, or it may be a weatherproof, or it is a say flame proof motors are there. So type of enclosures also mentioned over the nameplate. Now, squirrel cage rotor. The squirrel cage, the name itself, it means that it is similar to the squirrel cage. So this is the squirrel cage one. This is the end ring, and these are the bars. It is the conductor. It may be a copper bar or it may be aluminum bar. So these bar are bare bars are there, which is embedded or housed over the slot of rotor periphery. And these bars are short circuited with the help of end rings. So these bar are also conducting material. These bar are also conducting material. And this ring is the end rings are there. This is end ring. It is written over this one. So this is the end rings, which is shorting the rings or short circuited. It will short circuit all the conductors. So simply it is a copper bar or aluminum bar embedded over the periphery of rotor, and the end rings is provided so to make it to short circuit themselves. So it is simply, we can say that it is a short circuited windings. Neither resistance or some external resistance or neither some other element cannot be connected in the rotor circuit. So rotor circuit is a short circuited circuit itself in the three-phase squirrel cage induction motor. Now this is the shaft of the motor, and some holes are provided again for it is for the cooling purposes. The core are laminated core, and some bearings are provided over the on the both side of the rotor side, rotor construction or rotor assembly. Now one more thing is there. Suppose it is a simply rotor construction or rotor assembly is there. So this is the shaft of the rotor. Okay, and the whatever the grooves, whatever the slots grooves are made to place this bar, they are not parallel with the axis of rotor. Here I am showing the rotor grooves or rotor slots are parallel with the axis of rotor. So this is the axis of rotor, or the shaft of the rotor axis is there. It is not parallel. You find it is somewhat inclined or some skewed in constructions are there. So this is why it will avoid the humming, it will avoid the magnetic locking in the induction motor, because induction motor is a self-starting motor, which is very important. It is also called as a self-starting motor, as well as it is called as a asynchronous motor, because it never run at the synchronous speed. The synchronous speed is equal to 120 F upon P, where F is the supply frequency and P is the number of pole. For example, F is 50 Hertz and number of pole is equal to 4. So the synchronous speed is equal to 1500 RPM. So three-phase induction motor never run at 1500 RPM. It always run below than 1500 RPM. It may be a 1450 RPM, 1430 RPM, 4070 RPM, but it never run at the 1500 RPM. So therefore, this motor is also called as a asynchronous motor. Asynchronous motor. Okay. So we will see in the operation and working principle of the three-phase induction motor. But you remember that the slots or the grooves which those are made to place the rotor bars, they are not parallel. They are some angle. It are having some angle with respect to the axis of. So it axis of pole, it will make some angle, and it is avoid the cogging, or it is avoid magnetic locking in the stator teeth and rotor teeth. Whereas in stator, the grooves are parallel to the axis. See here, this is the grooves. Here the grooves are made. These grooves are made. It is parallel to the axis of machine, isn't it? So they are not skewed. They are not making some angle with respect to the axis of rotor circuit. Whereas rotor have some angle with respect to the axis of shaft one. Okay. So this is the construction of squirrel cage. The shape is just similar to the squirrel cage, therefore the name becomes a squirrel cage induction motor. And the squirrel cage induction motor is more popular as compared to the second method, that is called as a wound rotor, because it is rigid in construction. There is no slip rings are there, no brushes are there. So definitely the maintenance over the three-phase induction motor is smaller as compared to the motor which consists of some slip ring and brushes are there. Now the second type of rotor construction is the wound rotor construction. The wound rotor, again, the slots are inclined, isn't, to make the angle with respect to the axis of rotor. And whereas the winding is similar to the armature winding of DC machine, only is that armature winding of DC machine, it is connected to the commutator segment, whereas the commutator segment is replaced by the solid slip rings. The commutator segment is replaced by the solid slip rings, and here the three separate rings are provided for phase 1, 2, 3, isn't it? So here it may be a 3, it may be a 4 for the generally it is only the 3 because it is a completely balanced load conditions are there. So the 3 slip rings are provided in the 3 to connect for each phase. Here you can see very easily, this is the shaft of the motor. Over the shaft of the motor, these slip rings, it is a copper rings are there. The conducting rings are there. It is mounted over the shaft of the motor. So this is for the, say, for example, R phase, this is Y phase, and this is B phase. Now this rotor winding is a balanced 3-phase winding which is connected in star. This is connected in star. And this star winding is brought over the slip rings. So there are 3 slip rings are there. So it is connected with the 3 slip rings. So this is 3 rings are there. And over these 3 rings, we have to collect the current with the help of some brushes placed over the slip ring. So see, this is the brushes. This is brush. So R phase, Y phase, B phase, and this brushes is connected with the connector strip, and this connector strip is used to connect external resistance. So in case of wound rotor construction, in wound rotor construction, the slip rings are there, brushes are there. So definitely one has to take attention toward the maintenance of brushes, replacement of brushes after some whatever the schedule time is given for the 3-phase induction motor. But the construction of 3-phase induction motor of 2 type, the first squirrel cage induction motor gives the starting torque smaller, and whereas to improve the starting torque of 3-phase induction motor, wound rotor construction is more suitable. So 3-phase induction motor, special squirrel cage 3-phase induction motor, find application where some higher starting torque is needed, like lift, crane, hoist. In such application, we will find the application of 3-phase and 3-phase slip ring induction motor. So whatever the commercial lifts we are using in the buildings, it is the machine or the motor which is connected for the lifting purpose or motive power. It is the slip ring, 3-phase slip ring induction motor. Now this is the slip ring induction motor complete. This is the rotor. This is nothing but the rotor winding, and the rotor winding, it is a 3-phase one as shown in the previous one. This is connected with the slip rings which is mounted over the shaft of the motor. So this is shaft of the motor, and this is the rotor. This simply it is a rotor one, and over which it is a stator winding. It is stator winding is not shown, only the rotor winding is there. So this rotor winding is connected with the slip rings, 1 slip ring, 2nd slip ring, and 3rd slip ring. So with the help of brushes, we can collect the current, or we can make some external resistance. This is the external resistance. It is a balance. Again, it is an external balance resistance, star connected resistance is there. So at the time of starting, just before switching on the supply, we will make sure that maximum resistance to be inserted in the series with the rotor circuit. So it serves two purposes. One, it's limit the starting current. Limit the starting current. And second, it provides high starting torque. So when the resistance is connected, external resistance is connected in the wound rotor circuit or slip ring induction motor. So it acts as a starter of the three-phase induction motor. It is called as a slip ring starter. Slip ring starter of the three-phase induction motor. So it will limit the starting current, and second is provide the appreciable high starting torque for the three-phase induction motor. Whereas in case of squirrel cage motor, squirrel cage rotor construction, it is cannot be connected some external resistance like that. We cannot connect some this external resistance. Therefore, the starting torque of squirrel cage motor is smaller as compared to the slip ring induction motor. So this is the construction of a three-phase induction motor. The three-phase induction motor consists of stator and rotor. Stator carries three-phase balance winding. This winding may be connected in a star or delta. Generally, it is connected in a star. It is connected in delta for the small capacity, and for the higher capacity more than 10 HP, all 6 terminals are open to connect it to the star delta starters and different type of starters, which we will see one by one. Rotor construction, the rotor consists of the rotor construction is two type. One is the squirrel cage and second is the wound rotor. Squirrel cage rotor is the rotor where we cannot add some external resistance in the rotor circuit. It is a simply copper bar or aluminum bar which is embedded over the periphery of rotor. It is a smooth cylindrical in shape. So air gap between stator and rotor is very small, but it is very rigid in construction. Widely, we are using three-phase induction motor is a squirrel cage induction motor. So it will find a large number of application in industrial as well as the commercial establishment. Second motor is the depend upon the rotor construction is slip ring induction motor. Slip ring induction motor where the rotor is again three-phase winding. It is similar to the armature winding of DC motor. Only it is connected 3 separate copper rings. It is a solid rings. Copper rings or slip rings are there. So by the slip rings, it is possible to connect external resistance or external rheostat in starting of the three-phase slip ring induction motor. So this starting resistance, external resistance serve two purposes. One is to limit the starting current and second is to provide the high starting torque at the time of starting. Therefore, slip ring induction motor is used in hoist crane where high starting torque is needed. So next time we will see the working operation of three-phase induction motor.